Hi guys, it's me again, Phoebe. Today I'm bringing you my June wrap-up. It's my first ever wrap-up. I'm pretty excited, pretty nervous a bit. Anyway, so in my wrap-up I'm just going to talk about the books that I've read this month and what I've thought about them, and it's just a quick summary of the month really. So the first book that I finished this month, which it feels like a lifetime ago, is Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. Absolutely love this book. I don't know if you remember, but a while ago I did a review on the first book in this duology, which is The Wrath and the Dawn. And I had just come back from travelling and I'd ordered this one and it hadn't arrived yet, but then it arrived, clearly, and I read it and absolutely amazing. I loved how it all summed up. I love that it was a duology. I haven't read a lot of duologies. I like the word duology. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I really enjoyed this. This is my hardcover copy. I don't have another copy, but yes, and then the first one was paperback. But they look beautiful together. Look, they're so pretty. But yes, so I finished this beginning of the month. I read it quite fast because I had just finished the first one and I wanted to know what was happening and everything. I don't think there's anything bad to say about this at all. I love the entire book. Absolutely amazing, and yeah, it just continues on from the first book, so definitely read this duology. It's amazing and you'll love it. Put that back there. Okay, second book I read this month was The Shadow Girl by John Larkin. I do have a review coming up next week, I think. Yes, by John Larkin. John Larkin is an author based in Sydney. He works with my dad. He gave me this book, and it's my first ever signed book. So, just totally stoked about that. As you can see, I've noted and I don't know if you can see it, but where are we? Where am I? Oh, and I've like highlighted bits, and so this is about the Shadow Girl, and it follows her story of how and why she became homeless and what happens to her while she is homeless. She's quite young and she's gone through a lot of really crappy stuff and horrific stuff that has happened throughout her life, and it's just the story of that and how she comes to a good place in her life. I'm pretty sure I say this in my review, but one word that I would definitely use to describe this is haunting. But it's beautifully written. I love it. It has quite a lot of black humour and a lot of suggestion of what happens. It doesn't tell you what happens, it shows you what happens, which I really love. So yes, thank you John Larkin for that book. Third book I read was Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I also have a review of this coming up, and in the review it also has the movie, like a little thing of what I thought about the movie as well, because because when I finished reading it Saturday at 1:30 AM and then Sunday at 12:30, me and my mum went to see it, and so all the emotions and everything was still raw. I love this book. I thought it was beautiful. I loved that it was about discovering life and going beyond things that make you comfortable and just living life to the fullest, which I definitely agree with. So yeah, beautiful book. Loved it. If you don't know what it's about Louisa Clark, who is suddenly unemployed and she has to find a new job, and she gets employed as a kind of carer for Will Traynor. I say kinda as in it's part caring but more of to liven up his life and everything, because he's gotten into an accident and is quadriplegic, and so it follows that story of how they become friends and everything, and just all of that. Great book, very sad. have tissues. And the movie was really good too. So yes, that was the third book that I've read this month. Fourth is another John Larkin book. It is The Pause by John Larkin. This is also a signed, oops, look, I have a bookmark right here. This is also a signed one for here. My second book signed. This follows Declan, who it kind of jumps time periods, as in like it'll be there's non-space chapters of like 6 months before, 5 seconds before, after, years after, blah blah blah. But it follows Declan and his choice to commit suicide. And just before he goes to jump in front of the plane, his life splits in two. And it shows what would happen if he did jump in front of the train, and what would happen if he didn't. And so the story follows that, and then at the end he decides which one to do. It's a very beautiful book. I've also marked this one up. Not as much. These are moments in the book that have touched my heart. Absolutely love this book. It was beautiful. It was sad. It was, and because his life split into two, you're just like, what decision is he gonna make? And at points you forget that he hasn't made the decision. So yes, and follows him as he starts to understand his anxiety and depression and how it led to the train station and the pause and everything like that. And it's just throughout the book he says, if I didn't pause, or if I did pause, or whatever. And it just talks about moments in life that like you'd miss out on if he did, like Declan would miss out on if he did commit suicide, and these moments that are worth living and that hold a lot of impact in your life. And it's just a really beautiful book and I love it. So yes, so they were, oh, I nearly forgot. Whew. And my fifth book that I read this month, which I finished last night I'm pretty sure, is Zenith, which is part 1 in the Andromeda saga, which is by Sasha Asberg and Lindsay Cummings, 2 booktubers on this wonderful community. And that was great. I really loved it. It's fairly short, which is really good. I can't wait for the next installment of it. So excited! But it's very good. It has, I love that it has a lot of female characters. Most of the characters are female actually, and I love that they're like aliens and it's space pirates. And I love the way that Lindsay and Sasha have written the women in it. They're not stereotypically the princesses or the damsels in distress. All these women have gone through quite a lot and stuff, and because it was the first installment you don't know all of what they've gone through, but you get the gist that what they've gone through is quite horrible and scarring, but they're their own heroes. They are their own saviors, and I can't wait for the next installment to see the relationships between them and find out more of what happened with Andy and Dex and everything. So that was great. I love that. Congratulations girls for writing the first part of the Andromeda saga. It's great. Good on you. So yes, they were my 5 books that I've read this month. The month of June. Yeah, they're very excited for next month, July. I've got some reviews. I'm pretty sure I've got my review of The Shadow Girl, The Pause, and Me Before You. And Booktubeathon is also next month. Very excited for that. It's my first Booktubeathon. And yeah, so heaps excited about that. Stay tuned for more, guys. Happy reading to you all, and I'll see you guys next time.